Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Pro Trader. My name is Kylie Hogg, and again, I'm joined with Jeff Burfield. Hi, Jeff.
Hello, good to be back.
Thanks for being here. So today is the 11th of November, and we haven't got today's data in, but the market has closed. We're doing this after market, and it closed at 8513. So we're looking at down here is currently where the All Ords is. So you can see it's come back, found support, had another go, and coming back to probably this level here. I don't know what it all means. Trump was really good in some areas and really bad in others. Time will tell. I can't wait for his tweets. They've already started. It's been excellent. All right, we thought we'd go through our watch list that we did the last fortnight. And then we've done another scan and we're going to go through that scan. I'll explain what it is in a sec. So what was first on our list, Jeff?
AL3.
AL3. Oops, I'm going to type it in for me. AL3. Okay, right. I think we were probably looking at it definitely around the 20-cent level. It bumped its head along it and now it's had a really good push through today.
Yep.
Thoughts?
I think that now would be the time to get in. I don't think you're worried too much about the spike a few months back. I think anything above 21 is a good buy.
It's pretty good, yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting what it does tomorrow if it follows through, but looks pretty strong and healthy. So that was a nice find. If everyone got in on the break of 20, well done.
Yep. Next one was NXL, which I think we were looking at around just over 720 or something.
Yeah.
It's just a long, slow boom.
It is. That's just a nice, yes, isn't it? Yep. Boring but exciting. Yep. This would be a nice one. Could you imagine getting in down here and then you don't look at it again for a few months? That's a nice one. I like it.
We'll see what happens in 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Next one was TER, which probably hasn't done a lot. It still looks all right. Semi-saucer still at the bottom.
Yeah.
The only thing is that the on-balance volume seems to be up and down.
It is up and down. It's trying to work out what it's doing. This is where I think a good lesson in patience comes in, because we talk about this a lot. You need patience when it comes to trading, and sometimes just watching and waiting for the perfect setup is totally worth it. And I think this still has a lot of work to do, but it's getting there.
Yep.
It's definitely worth keeping an eye on. So, yep.
Yes. Next one was GLN, Nelly,
right.
which I think has actually gone backwards, to be honest. So
yes.
If you are like me and preempt sometimes, you probably would have done your money.
Yes, I was going to say you've had a buy at this level at 15.5. Really, it's had a good run. Your stop possibly could have been at 16.5, coming back, and then this day it might have been a bit of a scare factor on the 6th of November. Yep. So yeah, if you're in it, maybe think about what your strategy is if you're going to stay in it, or where your stop would be now.
Yes.
Yep.
Next one was LKE, which I think is, I'm not sure why we had this one, but it just seems to have retraced quite a bit.
Yeah, I've got a line here, and then it did have a big run, but it's fully retracing back to that line, which is not surprising. I wouldn't say no yet, but again, this now has a lot of work to do before we'd be really fully interested in it again.
Yes, if you're being safe, probably waiting for a break of 8 cents. Really.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know some people like to buy dips, but that's the saying, you know, I bought the dip and it keeps dipping. Yeah. Or, you know, what does a wise man once said, he who picks bottom gets smelly finger, you know, that kind of thing. Keep going. What's the next one?
PBH. I think you picked this a few weeks back and it just seems to have kept going.
It really is quite a beautiful looking chart. I did have a line across this level, which I think was our first, I think this is when it first came up on our radar. It broke on the 11th of September. Then it really did give us another beautiful kind of chance along here, and then we had a break on the 31st, and it's just kept going. It's definitely filled that gap. I know we talked about this, filling that gap, and as usual, it's found a little bit of sideways movement there, and then off she goes again. It's just a great looking chart.
I think it's bounced. I think the sky's the limit on this.
Yeah,
bounced off a low.
It's long term.
We'll
yeah, it's got seems to have a lot of. It's a 5-year weekly, a lot of room to grow. Well, yeah, looking at it now, it's really at. I think the next level might be at 95 cents, and then you're looking at $1.75. So yeah, sky's the limit, 100%.
All right, and the last one was VIT, which still is there, but it's retraced quite a bit over the last week or two.
Yeah. Again, I think patience for this one. OBB is staying fairly solid. It's not amazing, but it's staying up there. Bit of a sell-off. A bit of work to do, but I wouldn't rule it out yet. It's just this patience needs to come in on this one.
And patience is the biggest thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we thought we'd do a volume spike. Volume spikes usually don't mean a buy straight away. It's definitely something that you can keep an eye on. There's lots of reasons for a volume spike. One would be directors getting involved, and so they do an off-market, and that creates a bit of volume, or there's just a lot of interest in it, a lot of volume goes through a stock. What were your reasons?
Somebody knows something.
Someone knows something, yeah, exactly. So it's pretty easy. We just went into patterns and events. It's in the event section, so you can do indicators and events as well. All we've ticked is volume more than 300% above the previous 1 day ago. So we're looking for a big increase in volume. I've just gone pretty broad, 1 cent to $10. You can change that to whatever you want. And I'm always looking for value that's over $250,000 that's gone through, because I want to see some money or at least a million trades gone through, just because otherwise you sometimes get some results that are just, you're looking at like $10 has gone through, which is you just don't have the volume. So we got nine results. The first one, we'll go back to the start, APM. Now again, these ones are just to put on to your radar. It's not doing it for me. It's having a bit of my internet's a bit slow. Okay, I really wouldn't count this one. Not really sure why it's come up, but I would ignore that one today. AWC hasn't traded since 23rd of July, so we'll ignore that one. I think CSR is also in a takeover and hasn't traded since June. So far, so good. MRM also hasn't traded since July. Okay, here's one, NVX, which is electronic equipment. That has gapped up and there, so it'd be interesting to look to see if this has got news involved, if this is an announcement that's made it gap up. It has rejected, so there was a bit of profit taking, but it has stayed up there. So bear in mind that has left a gap behind it, but this could be something to keep an eye on for follow-on move, or have a look just purely to see what the news was, if there was news today. If this has moved on no news, I'd be highly suspicious on why it's moving. So maybe we definitely want to keep an eye on at market open in the morning. NVXP, BP, that's not traded since June. Maybe we'd need to siphon through exactly what we're looking at. Oh, that's a bit sad. None of them. I didn't actually check the dates. Okay, let's do another one. I'm going to make that. Let's make that $10 to 50. I'll untick filters to see what comes up. And I might be a bit cheeky and make that 500%. I don't know. I'm just having a play. Let's do a scan. My internet seems to be very slow today. Okay, so 16, that was the 8th of November. Geared short US. Interesting, that's an ETF. That's a big spike, but going in the wrong direction. That's a big spike too. These all look like ETFs, which is quite interesting. Yeah, they are so far. Yeah, that's not bad. If you're into ETFs or you just want to park your money, keep an eye on these. 8th of November. Oh, oops, going a bit too fast now. Okay, interesting.
We might try and find another one next week.
Next week, yeah. Anyway, there's something to play around with. It's every now and then you get a perler. You get one in the volume spike that does look really, really good. It's worth just keeping your eye on. I think we had one in the last scan that we just did that looked, the NXL. That's come up, maybe worth just keeping an eye on. No, not NXL. Never mind. I'm losing my memory. 14 minutes ago, what was it? NVX, sorry, NVX. Yeah, I'd be keen to explore what this is. That is a big spike that's gone in. I'd be interested if that was an off-market transfer, if there was an announcement that came out today. It'd be worth having a bit of an exploration into what's happening there.
I've just had a look on the 5-year. It looks at not an all-time low, but it's very low. Looks like a huge amount of scope for it to increase as well. So
yeah, absolutely. That's been running sideways for a very long time.
maybe the company's got their books back in gear.
Maybe they'll change of director, maybe. Perfect. All right. Well, look, thanks again, Jeff, for coming in.
That's okay.
And we'll speak to you all in a couple of weeks.
All right, bye.
See ya.